How do you access or how do you become the Super Saiyan Symbiote? By the way, it's just a kind of kind of like me putting a name to something because at a certain point, the further down you go zones wise, the more charges you'll have of the summon symbiote, the more invincible, in bunny ears, invincible you theoretically become. Also, just to let you know, I've updated the Google Drive spreadsheet. I've tidied it up. I've also added this particular segment we're talking about. Is it theoretically like building the Summon Symbiote tab? Yes, but it also gives a little bit more perspective of, and it's better on structure. So I've structured it a little better in kind of like how you would kind of like approach certain hacks and also the point in which you kind of like get to it. So yes, it is the same. It's similar, but it has some things that kind of like explain stuff in more of a bite-sized kind of like way, like you learn in school, because school's fun. Every day's a learning day in MCSE when you get spanked. I've also added a note, which I'll come back to at the latter point of this video, but let's just kind of go into what the heck am I talking about of the Super Saiyan Symbiote. So for those that out there that possess a set of Dragon Balls that are Z, you might know the reference. If not, maybe you don't. Okay, so I've talked about how I play the Summon Symbiote, but look at right here, like I have got a lot of health. I've got a lot of health, and it is not going away. To get to this particular point, it does take time. It's further down the zones that you get access to this. I'm also looking over to the left because I don't know if... Yeah, there we go. My device is not good at the moment, and I'm having this kind of... I can record via screen recording, but I can't use the cable, which means that I've got an issue with the connection at the point of the actual, cable connection bit. So it comes and goes. So apologies for that. It worked fine yesterday. Yeah, apart from that, it's a bit of a catch-22 system with me at the moment. But anyway, you can get the gist of what you're seeing on screen between what I've said before, which is the heavy attack, special attack throw, power steal method, and of course for this I've not lost any health. Okay, because I'm now in zone 31, I'm gonna go to the next fight and get hit a little bit, because it's all about recovery. And because the champion's set up in a certain way, as I've kind of gone over in yesterday's video, but I'll also kind of go over my hacks and also the process just quickly, and how the kind of like process works to get Super Saiyan. But you can see right here, right now, under my pre-fights, I've got everything activated. I've got no extra charges, but it doesn't matter because I've got Annihilate. Evolution, Annihilate just allows you to increase the potency of everything, like the potency of like your debuffs, potency of just like everything, like damage, buffs, you name it. I think it even does the regen, so that's why we're regenning so much. There's also, and something to kind of point out, I did change my team around after zone 15, and I was, the issues there with the problem of, which I'll talk about in a minute, about immunity. I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll switch off the game, have a bit of a rest, come back on my lunch break the next day, and put in Venom the Duck. And that, of course, adds that regeneration, which I think is important. So I'm kind of licking my wounds a little bit today, but that's another story for another day. I'm going to get hit, by the way, so I'm getting hit. That's fine. I want to get hit. You can see here, oh, my health is low. So what we need to do is we need to get that back. The only way to kind of get that back is the way that I've set up, which is... I've put placebos. Again, sorry about the screen, guys. Like, it is what it is. There's nothing really I can do about it. Unless I choose to record in a different way. Or I give up doing live play. And that, of course, makes live streaming a bit difficult. Anyway, so you can see right here, that regeneration is so much more potent. And I'm catching up as much as possible. So then we go swipe, swipe, swipe. Take the life, take the power. And then we're back in again. You can see the regeneration as well is climbing back up. So I'm going to stop it there because I think it's going to get a bit annoying with the way that the screen works. But you can see that the rotation and the method of doing the heavy attack when we've got bleeds, does the poisons, but also it's the special attack throw to then swipe back, but also the survivability, sustainability of the regeneration, which again is the most important thing here to keep myself alive. Now at the end of the fight, and you can see I've basically caught up all the health that I have lost, which is the most important thing. My final hacks for anybody interested are on screen. I've got most, if not all, the immunities, and I'm going to end the video by talking about that issue. Annihilate boost. This one I think is most important because again, it just increases buff duration, and also just kind of like the buff duration is the most important. Effect reinforcement regeneration. That means that I can just get as much more regen back as possible. Super Saiyan kind of like esque. And of course, the other things that I've set up in order to counter certain stuff, whether it be Unstoppables and True Sense and not True Sense, Auto Block and Miss and stuff like that. And of course, doing Poison means that I'll be able to evade counter as part of the champion. So I've put in the update to the spreadsheet the following, which is I've just put like target these hacks, which I think is just a bit more kind of easier to kind of like explain overall. As yes, it can be a bit frustrating, but as long as you've got the power stealing and you've got like a rotation that you like when it comes to the champion, you'll likely find that as you're going into the further zones, because it's not going to be instant. Like in the instant few like zones you start off in, you're going to be trying to add the charges in as much as possible. It's only towards like, I think zone 19 that you'll really start seeing all of them being activated, and Annihilate, which is the most costly of the pre-fights, being something you can just like, okay, I'm going to get that, because it just improves the potency. And if it improves the potency, what do you need to do? Do you need to survive and stay alive? Well, you could be choosing armor, or you could be choosing what I did, which was I wanted to be able to nullify and therefore trigger off regen as part of that. So that was kind of like my play with it. So to kind of like just finish off the video is the warning. And what I've done is I have updated the spreadsheet to include a footnote at the bottom. My warning was, as you progress through the zones, you'll have access to immunity hacks. These can really save you, or you might get trolled by Kabam via RNG. So my example was this. This is the thing that really frustrated me, and this is the thing that cost me dearly. And it's not, to be honest, looking back at this, as much as I'm kind of thinking, is this Kabam's fault? It might be my fault, but this is how I've kind of like, I remember it and see it. So in one room, I needed an immunity, so picked from a hack, then went into the next room with no hack choice and got poisoned to death. And for the rest of the incursions, I never encountered a poison damaging debuff encounter again. So I wasn't able to prepare to counter that issue, which was an immortal abomination. There were some other things going on, but I kind of felt like that was a big problem. That cost me dearly. I am a little bit frustrated about that, and I'm a little bit annoyed, but guess what? Life goes on, and I'm just going to focus on some other stuff, maybe some other games as well at the same time. Back to Cosmic Invasion, then I'll just play that. So there we go. There's a little bit of a like 2 cents from me on this kind of like Super Saiyan Symbiote. Yeah, in a nutshell, it's basically what happens when you have all your pre-fights activated on the champion and when it looks like you gain benefit. The further you can go, it does get easier, but it only gets easier if you choose certain pre-fights. And Annihilate, once activated, improves Devour, Adapt, Enrage, and Leech, which is the power stealing one. And we've seen it in action, from throwing special attacks to stealing power, right the way through to doing light attacks to get regen. Once you nullify the Fury buff potency, and of course you can hack amplify that as well to ramp up the damage, and all of those things in between. So anyway, that's been it for the video. Hope it helped. Hope the spreadsheet helped as well. Learn from my mistakes, or learn from, I'm not going to say it's a mistake because it just felt unfair, and MCOC is unfair at times. But anyway, I don't know why I shouldn't beat myself up about it, because it's like, it is like, I'm not alone. Other people have experienced that particular problem. I was reading that on Discord. I was interacting with people on Discord. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.